Flosstube land. It is I, Kim or Kimberly, Crafty Teacher DIYs, and we are back with Flosstube number 5, take 2. I had a little bit of an issue with my computer earlier and it didn't want to do what it was supposed to do, so now I have to remember what I said, the order I said it in, and cross my fingers that I got everything in there. But we shall see. That's all right. Sometimes the second time you do it, the better off it is. So let's start kind of giving you guys a little bit of a life update. I was fairly absent on social media pretty much the majority of last week. Not for like, it wasn't intentional, but it's what ended up happening. So the life updates. On Monday, after I got back from Laughlin, we had picked up my new medication on Sunday. And today I had my ultrasound on my thyroid, and I'll tell you about that in a second. And Monday wasn't bad. You know, took it in the morning, you know, half hour to an hour before you take, you know, before you eat breakfast. Tuesday, just fine, same thing. You know, Monday I had a little bit of a training. Tuesday I had my floss tube, no problem. Wednesday I slept because it felt like I would have my eyes open for about a minute if I woke up, and if I laid down, closed my eyes for like a minute, I'd be out. I'd just fall asleep. So that happened on and off throughout the day and I woke up about 9 o'clock, had a sandwich, fell back to sleep until about midnight. From midnight to 3 I would be up. But then again, right around 3:30, I'd close my eyes for about a minute. Zonk. See ya. Good night. Have a nice one. Wednesday in the morning, I had another training for one of the new curriculums, which was, you know, I'm a little disappointed in them. And today was the first day that I had gone into school. So, I mean, that's good and bad, I guess. But I'm trying to set up my classroom so that way next week I can just focus on my curriculum and making sure that I get where I want to be before school starts the week after. I know it's coming up so fast. I don't know what happened to July. And August is flying by in just the same amount and the same rate. So Wednesday, slept. Thursday, I had stuff to do in the evening, but Thursday I slept too. Friday I got up, went over to my dad's, had dinner. I was doing okay. And then Saturday, we started it again, where not too bad with me sleeping, but I was like, all right, I missed the 24 hours of cross stitch, you know, at the end of July, so the 24th, 25th. So I'm like, I'll do my 24 hours of cross stitch the 31st and August 1st. So 5:05 p.m. I started my 24 hours of cross stitch. I did stitch for 24 hours. I stitched for 24 hours. Technically probably a little bit more than that, but I worked on my Trans Pride Tapestry primarily during 24 hours of cross stitch. That was 14 hours. And then I flipped over to my There Is No Planet B for the second half. Now, I'll talk about that when I get to show you my progress. So I finished my 24 hours of cross stitch around 1 a.m. Sunday night, Monday morning. So not too bad. I mean, obviously I took a couple naps and I slept, but I stitched. And then, so yesterday I could have gone into school. I thought about it, but I didn't. I relaxed. I took my time. I did some more stitching. But Monday, didn't stitch. Tuesday? Well, maybe I did stitch Monday, but from Tuesday I didn't stitch. Wednesday, didn't stitch. I slept. Thursday, didn't stitch. What did I do? I slept. Friday, didn't stitch. Slept for a good portion of the day, but went out and spent time talking to my dad, and we had a good time at my dad and my stepmom's. We were talking about my grandparents and just some memories that we had. So that's one of the best new things, was just sitting around and talking about memories, because my grandmother, my Grammy, they are from Massachusetts, Rhode Island area, and she would say the word K after every sentence. K. Can't imagine how many times she'd say the word K. Okay, it was just all the time. So when we went down to Florida for my grandfather's funeral, we were with my uncle, and I was riding in the back seat with my stepmom, and my uncle was riding in the passenger seat, and my dad was driving. And as we're driving, you hear my uncle go, "Okay." Okay. I looked at my stepmom and I go, "It's Grammy." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, it is." And so now I'm like sitting here going, I know my dad probably says the same thing, probably says K a lot. I don't know for a fact one way or another, but now I'm going to have to be listening for it just to see. So it was just funny how, like I said, we were talking about how I look exactly like my mom, who looks exactly like her mom. But my dad, for the longest time, I always felt looked a lot like my grandmother. But he put on one of my grandfather's hats, my grandpa's hats, and oh man, he looked exactly like my grandpa. So we were just laughing. We had a good time talking about, about my grandparents. So that was a good time on Friday, which I always appreciate. So, that was Friday. So Saturday started 24 hours of cross stitch. And yeah, I mean, that was kind of where I was. So the best new thing was there. I think I'm up to 40 subscribers, which is way cool. Thank you guys all so much for watching, liking what I'm kind of saying or putting out there, and, coming back. So let's talk a little bit about a small life update from today. So again, today I went into school, but I didn't go into school until after I went in to get an ultrasound of my thyroid. So far, the only result that I've gotten back is chronic thyroiditis, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what that means later on. But having to watch my starches and things of that nature, diabetes does run in my family, so it could be that I am pre-diabetic. So we'll see what the official word is coming up soon enough. So 7 minutes of life updates and kind of what ended up happening in my chronic sleep, my narcolepsy. I don't know. That was weird. Like, I like to sleep, don't get me wrong. And typically when I like to sleep, I like it to be dark. But that was crazy. I couldn't believe how much I slept. So let's talk about projects and my whips. I have 4 things to show you guys today. 4 whips that I worked on this week. And when I started my 24 hours of cross stitch at 5 p.m. on Saturday, Central Time, right? It should have given me an indication of what was going on. And I left my progress for posterity's sake, because the frog is real. And he visited my house. And he was big. And he has some work still to do, but I haven't done it. So this is Trans Pride Tapestry. This is what I spent the majority of my time on Saturday. If you remember my progress, I had just outlined the ivy leaf last week. So you're like, what is this? So if you can see back there, I've got my little daylight magnifying lamp, right? I had set up the Q-snap. I was all ready to go. I'm like booking along here. This is like about a thread length, about I don't know exactly the length, but and then I go to do this right here. when I like flipped it over or something, all of a sudden, somehow, some way, I moved the magnifying / lamp out of the way. And I use the magnifier and the lamp so that I can stitch longer because it doesn't hurt my eyes. I don't wear glasses. I don't wear contacts. I've been very lucky in that. But apparently, maybe I should start wearing them because this was a big old mistake. So I started counting it off this leaf right here instead of this one down here. And I didn't notice it until I got to right there. When I started to try to stitch this, that's when all of a sudden I realized, that's in the wrong spot. I was like, I'm not going to frog that right now. Screw it. We're just going to start the rest. So I started all of the outline. And I stopped right about here on the outline. And because that was as far as I could go with my Q-snap. Filled in all of this coloring. And then I went back, finished these off. Thought about doing the last 2 flower motifs over here on the far side. Then decided, nope, I'm done. Because if I continue to work on this, I'm going to completely burn myself out. So I'm getting there. I'm almost to the unicorn. I need a name. Got any suggestions? What should I name my unicorn? I don't know. So hopefully this week I will pull this project back out and I'll finish those last 2 flower motifs. But this took like 14 hours. I spent like 14 hours. From about 5 o'clock until about 10, maybe 11 a.m. is when I finally started putting the final stitches in one of these. I think this was the last thing I was stitching, filling in the blue there. But I'm still, but this is nothing compared to what I did on There Is No Planet B. Oh man, so I can't wait. So, for those of you who have not watched, who do not know, this is Trans Pride Tapestry, original art by Kari Necken. Cross-stitch pattern was made by D20 of D's 20 Stitches, and the fabric is a 32 count linen from Be Stitch Me. It was a Friday Night Fight Night win, so it is not named. And then I did a conversion to Almond M&M's silks from the DMC. And I am really enjoying working on this. I really like working with the silks. The silks are amazing. So, and the colors ended up being pretty comparable. So, I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. I think the fabric really does set it off too. So, the whole project is super fun for me. So, I got a little weed, as Dee said. I got a weed that I need to pull. I need to frog from my garden. I couldn't believe it. But like I said, that's nothing compared to what I did for There Is No Planet B. All the stitching that I did here was close to like something like 2,000 stitches. So, yeah, Trans Pride Tapestry. Yay, super fun. Okay. So, the other project that I worked on, There Is No Planet B by Clouds Factory. And this month's pattern was the seal and this dolphin, which I can't tell you the name of it anymore, but it's actually a kind of a rare dolphin off the coast of New Zealand that actually has like a black dorsal fin and some different coloring, or their fins are black, and then it's got some different darker gray colorings throughout the rest. And then we have the monk seal. So, all right. You're like, that looks good. There's nothing wrong with that. There's so much wrong with it. This is not what was charted. Not what was charted at all. I had to do so much fudging with this. So it wasn't so bad because I started with the white, because obviously the white kind of carries off throughout here. I had gotten up here I had done all the white, and I know that I did this part correctly the first time when I did it in the white. But then I went back in with this like dark blue. I can't remember the colors, guys. I'm terrible at it. But anyway, so I started going back through with this dark blue. But I got to here, and there was more than just this like one row of stitching for this. So I was like, well, poop. Alright, so frogged the white back, stitched the white in, but in the process I did not realize that right here, this needed to be 3, then 2, then 2, then 2, and step down. So it should actually, this blue-white combination should end up right about here. And this should be gray. It should come all the way down to this white section. For the dolphin. I'm like, not a big deal. I'm just going through, I'm stitching, I'm having a good old time, I'm filling this in, I'm watching, I don't know what YouTube at this point. I can't tell you. Start on the yellow. I'm going through the yellow. Yeah, this is great. What just happened? And that's when I realized that I totally just messed the whole thing up. Luckily, this it's all in the correct spot. So the main portions are in the correct spot. Nothing else like really got too far off. So like I can count from this. Oh man, dog fur is everywhere right now. The struggle is real. So all of that'll be fine. But so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna stagger this one with the yellow. I'll put that in there. And then I don't know what I'm going to do over here. So I was like, all right, I'll just make this like wave, like more like a wave. We'll just add more waves to this dolphin that it's coming out of. And so I stitched down, and it was lucky because this right here, this dark blue is actually where the end of the gray would be. And this is actually where that white would be. So this is all correct. This is all correct. But like this blue pieces that go from here to here, that is so not correct. But I fudged it. I made it look okay. Nobody's gonna know except for you and me. And I like I said, when we had the weed with Transpride Tapestry, okay, my weed should have told me. Should have told me about this. So these two are just more connected, I guess, than some of the other ones. The struggle is real, folks. The struggle is real. I couldn't believe it. I was stunned. But it turned out really good. Again, for those of you who don't know, who have not watched any of my floss tubes before, I did get this as a kit from Clouds Factory. So this is all the called for DMC. This is 32 count Belfast linen in the colorway Ariel from Picture This Plus. So yeah, that was 10 hours of me, well, probably more struggling to figure out how I was going to make that not look horrid. But full 24 hours of cross stitch. I did nap and eat and stuff like that. But yeah, it turned out really cute. I'm not too upset about it. So I've got some fudging in here, definitely some fudging here, and a major fudge right here. Anything that comes down through this centerpiece, I think I'm going to have to watch going forward. So yeah. And again, this was the first thing that I had ever stitched on. So you can tell my progression of, how I've stitched if you look at the back. Like, this is kind of a little bit of a hot mess. My gorilla turned out really clean, but you can see, you can definitely tell, how you progress as you're looking at the back. Maybe one of these days I'll pull it off and show you guys the back, but there's no Planet B by Clouds Factory. It's looking pretty good. I'm excited. So this is a finish for now. FFN. I guess another best new thing. Sweet. Alright, so those are my two big ones. I have not shown you guys this one in a while, which is why I was like, I will show you this now because it's the beginning of August. This is my Temperature Mandala by ApricotPolkaDot. And this right here is through July 31st. So I'll start August and it'll go around, and then September and so on. This right here was when I was in Laughlin. So, I mean, the reds are pretty similar, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. Called for DMC, 14 count Charles Craft Ada, white Ada. So yeah. There's my Facebook. There's the snapshot. So it's turned out pretty cute. I like it a lot. I kind of can't wait to see how the colors end up going back. I was surprised when I looked at the temperatures that it got down to like the high 70s. I'm telling you guys, dog hair everywhere. Dog hair's everywhere. But it's turned out really neat. I really do like that. So again, ApricotPolkaDot off of Etsy. I did just hers. Really, each one of the colors is about 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, I'm in the U.S. So this was Laughlin. I think in here is when I was in Tahoe. I think in this corner was Biloxi. But yeah, super fun. I'm thinking about going back in and seeing if I can get the same DMC color, only in like maybe a 12, and then redoing anytime I was out of state or away from Peoria. So there was that one. Lastly, the last one that I worked on. I didn't do as much with this one because, well, you know, I caught up on that, and then so this was my work yesterday. I didn't do a ton, but this is my progress on Holiday Quaker by Lila's Studio. This is a 28 count Jobelin from Be Stitch Me, and it is in the colorway Winter Blues. And I'm doing it in all the called fors. So I just pulled out my very first fancy floss of Central Art Studio. This is Gold Leaf. But yeah, so I'm starting on my Santa. But there's another like gold leaf snowflake right over here that I really can't wait to get to. So it's turned out really cute. I'm enjoying this one. So I might be working on this one a little bit more. Alright. Those are all my whips. Let's talk about things that I've bought. Because again, I'm going a little bit nuts. I'm watching a lot of things. I bought some fabrics that haven't arrived yet from 123 Stitch because I want to do I'm looking at or considering doing the Cryptid Sal. I went to Michael's. This isn't all of them. Granted, I'm not going to use all of this. This is all of the floss that I needed for well, you'll see in a second, because I have a couple of projects that when I went and I looked through my stash, I didn't have the one skein for the project, so I was like, okay, I'll get 2 skeins just so that I can make sure that I have them if I go forward with them. So yeah, I'll tell you about those projects here in a little bit, because I did buy a lot of projects. Cryptid Sal from the Witchy Stitcher is one that I'm looking at doing, but again, I do have a couple of fabrics. I think I put them away that I thought about asking you guys if they would work, but I think I might see about, because I liked the purples. So there's a couple that I've got on my way from 123 Stitch, like a Witch Holt and a Zweigart, I think. So we'll see, because I like the idea of the purple background. So again, I don't know. It's going to take some time to think about that. But along with that, oh, you know, I didn't see this. It's the Green with Envy Silk of the Months from Be Stitch Me. Super cute. Like them a lot. This is grass and succulent. She always does a really good job. I need to get like a hole punch. Mojito. Pistachio. This is a lime green. This reminds me of if you watch Gary from the Sunshine Stitchers. Again, with those two words and me trying to say them. It's like the word rural. I can never say rural. Oh, it takes me forever to actually get it out. I don't know why. I don't know why. What's your word that you struggle with? Because everybody struggles with one. Anyway, this looks like his green that he wears on like his t-shirts and stuff. It's a really like bright lime green. It's really pretty. And this is Swamp. Super cute. I love her silks. I did get a silk from her Friday Night Fight Night. All the colors should be coming soon. So I can't wait to see that one. And then, so that was a little bit more haul right there. I'm just setting it off to the side. Now I was watching, again, obviously you can tell, I was watching Gary from the Sunshine Stitchers. And EJ was doing Christmas ornaments from, you know, EJ from the Sunshine Stitchers. Doing Nora Corbett's Christmas ornaments. And she finally said where to get it. And I was like, okay, I'm going. So I totally went, and I've gotten the Krynic. This one's Citron, Antique. Can't remember what that one was called. And then Gunmetal. And then all of the beads are ready to go. So, and I pulled a couple of the flosses that I had on hand, and I only had 2. So, hence my trip to Michael's. So, that should be ready to go here soon, which is super exciting. And then, because I've been watching it and liking it a lot, and apparently I've gone on a Forbidden Fiber kind of kick. I got a whole bunch, again, Forbidden Fiber Yarn Club, getting her Knit or Crochet Along, Random Acts of Kindness, the Yule Ball, which I ordered. I can't wait to see those. Her Just Flossin'. I went and I ordered the Mandalorian kit. So it came with the tumbleweed fabric for it. This I got in 40 count Newcastle linen. It might have been the only thing that I could have gotten it in. So this will be the first time I've tried 40 count, which should be interesting. Oh, this was not the model, but I asked for it, so that's what I asked for. But this was stitched on 14. The model was on 14 count Ada, so should be interesting. I can't wait to see it. And then this was all the floss. Oh man, this is super cool. I like that this is the way. It's got a lot of, it's just like a nice variegation through all the browns and greens and yellows. Oh, amazing. Super fun. Then here we have, what's this one? Tatooine. Yes, that looks like Tatooine. And then we have Boba Fett, however you want to say it. But I've heard it both ways. The Child. This, yes, looks like Grogu's color. If you have it in person. Julep. That's how I would say it. It's like a very pale green. I really like it. It's a great color. You have garnet. You have Beskar. It's a pretty gray. Wookie, which is like a green gray. It's really cute. It's not showing up on here, guys. Definitely look at their site. Much better pictures. Smoke screen. Maybe I could pull up a card, but I don't feel like pulling it out today. I'm feeling kind of lazy. That's why you got no makeup on this too, because yeah, I don't need it. Obsidian. Pretty color. And then, oh, you just got 2 obsidians. So I was pretty excited. And then I went on a needle minder bender because again, I am not showing any more of, I'm not going to show any more things about our friend Harry Potter, even though it's kind of depressing, but it's what I feel is best for me. So I needed some new needle minders, specifically about 2 or 3, but I went to Nerdy Needle Design Co. again, and I saw RBG. But I didn't just get this kit. No. I really want to get some of the Breakfast Club quotes. But I was like, all right, we'll hold off. Neighbor's mowing the lawn, so pardon if you hear it. But then I saw these, and I really do like Michelle Bendy when she says, or Michelle Bendy, I'm fine, it's fine, everything's fine. Or, it's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine. We're good. So I got that because I thought that was fun. And then I got the stork scissors and then a little hedgehog because I also did get Darling Whimsy and Designs. I got the Quaker hedgehog, but I also got a lot of the other Quaker patterns as well, like the fox and some other ones. But I got them on PDF, which is why I haven't shown you guys that I got them. So I think that's it. So some of the other flosses are from the Cryptid sale. Again, I'm going to wait for my fabric to come to see if I want to do the purple or if I want to use the fabric that I actually have here. There's it's like a dark green. It's supposedly parchment, but it's a lot more green than what I thought it was going to be. So there's that, and I also, because I was watching some very old floss tubes of Just Keep Stitching with Pam and Steph, and they gave away a copy of Mirabilia's Snow Days, the snowman. I thought that was super cute, and I was like, I'm gonna have to get that. So the floss in there does in fact show, it includes those, so I just have to order the beads, and I got the pattern. It is a discontinued pattern, so unfortunately you're not going to be able to get that if you go to find it, or you're going to pay a lot for it, which is probably what I probably paid way too much for it, but that's okay because it's a cute pattern and I wanted to do it. So yeah. Alright, you guys know I prefer not to do or have intentions or plans. You're probably going to see that next section of Trans Pride Tapestry. Definitely going to see Holiday Quaker because I really do want to continue working on that one right now. That's kind of where I want to go. It might be because I burnt myself out by working on the Trans Pride Tapestry for 14 hours. You won't see ApricotPolkaDot for another month. And then, other than that, obviously, there is no Planet B you won't see for another month. You know what I need to pull out? I need to pull out my Twisted Rainbow sampler. I really should work some more on that. So you might see some of that. But that's pretty much all of my whips. I really need to finish the Pixels That Made Us too. But that's just not what I've been feeling like stitching. So my roommate watches this. Sorry, it's not gonna happen, at least for a long while. It will get done. And then other than that, it's just framing. So maybe next week we might have a frame at Friday, or a teacher tries it Tuesday. You might get 2 videos next week. Who knows? Haven't decided. Might have 3, the Flosstube and the rest. But yeah, that's where we're at. I did get more haul. Obviously I've bought more stuff, but it hasn't arrived yet. So yeah. Alright, y'all. I hope you have a great stitchy week. I hope that you are all staying well, doing what you need to do to stay well, getting those tests run. Prime example. I hope that y'all have a great stitchy week, and I hope you come back to see me. If you do, please like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff down in the bottom, and I hope that the frog does not visit you like he visited me this week. Alright, everybody. Have a great week. We will see you next week. Bye for now.